Head back, cross an arm over. Right. Now, I say come from 10, We're going to go right here. Okay. Come in. 10, shut.
And that's going to be real good.
Shoulder, arm. Yep. See? Thumb and your finger around the tree.
Forgot to yell, fire in the hole!
This is shoulder arm. This is what you will come to before we give it a command to mark.
I know it's going to
Come here. Order arm. You'll hear the command. That lets you know what we're doing. I say arms, that's the action you need. Let's get this young man right here. Thank you.
I'm giving mine away, so.
Alright. Now I'm going to have to use them all. Alright. So, order. Alright. Company, shoulder, arms. Order, arms. Company, at rest. Attention, company.
Close up the camera.
Shoulder, arms.
You know who Levi is?
Left shoulder, shift, arms. Nope.
About the immediate school, he's going to
I didn't want to make it.
Yeah, well, that young man right there, I'd like to see him. I'm talking really not 8 or 5 for snare.
As far as I'm concerned, as long as you're drilling, they're not
He's
they get a sense.
Alright, let's try this. Everybody, ready? Back down, bring back down the shoulder.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No shit.
Right shoulder, shift, arms. I'm trying to go fast. Just walk through it. Baby steps, walk. Right?
Grab it, left arm, let go with your right, bring it up. Foot plate, spin it. Push it in your shoulder.
I'm getting behind how the exact was made, so that was happening.
You guys do it quarter run. Back this way, not too far where you're knocking the guy behind you. In the head. So that doesn't have to do exactly straight up. This command will be given at the double. So at the double, the marker will go. Back side. Okay? Alright. Cody, back shoulder arm. Shoulder, arms. Let's walk through that one more time. Right. Company. Right shoulder shift. Sorry. So, alright, wait for the command. Alright. So, company. Right shoulder shift, arms. Yeah, don't anticipate. Wait till you hear the command. Arms.
You have a preparatory command and command of execution. Preparatory is right shoulder shift, command of execution is arms.
Alright, company. Shoulder, arms. Good. Alright. New one. Support. Arms. Right. Support. Arms. That's what you do. You put the gun, flip clear around, tuck the hammer into the crook of his elbow, and that's what he's holding. Okay? One more time. Go there. Work. Arm. That's fine. Okay? That locks it in there. That's another position that we will use if you've been marching for a long time. That's another way to carry the rifle. Okay?
Y'all have these big ass rifles, marches, where y'all have to go through all this.
All right. Okay, so let's walk through this. We're gonna go slow.
That's all military life. Having fun, dog.
All right.
Yeah, you ain't walking up on these little grills looking in. I know.
Alright, so once again, we're going to walk through real slow. Alright, so hold on. So, company, support, arms. Take it, put the hammer in the crook of your elbow. Bring it up. There you
You ever look at the infantry manual? It's that
go. Right
thick.
there.
The cavalry manual. It's that thick.
Keep it tight. Not leaning back too
The
far.
cavalry manual of arms.
Remember, this is
That
going to be
big.
calm marching. So you're going to have guys behind you. You don't want to whack your buddy behind you. Okay? Alright. Now, we're going to walk through the reverse. Okay? We're going to go back to shoulder, arm. Down. See? Bring it back down. Okay? So, that same as doing it, just doing it in reverse. Okay? So,
Y'all, if you want to play with
company, shoulder, arms. Company, order, arms. Good. Remember, slam it down. Let it stop, can't crack. Yeah, you have had it happen. So, okay, drop it. It sounds really cool and everything. We got 10, 12 different rifles. So,
I forgot to mention what I was saying. When you stand at attention, like this, with about your ankle out, and you want to be shoulder to shoulder, so Taylor, you need to come over just a little bit closer to the top. There you go. You want to be right up on, but your elbows should be touching.
All right, company, rest.
You're gonna do your feet like this right here. Gonna make a little bit of a T.
Keep front. One forward, one in the back. Make a T. Okay. Is at rest. Got your arm crossed over. Over. Good. Company, 10, shut. As far as I know, we may try to do some. As far as I know, we don't have any type of. We have a as far as I know.
Talk to me, maybe a cat, maybe a leg.
Now, no, thanks.
I've got 2 cartridges on me. Actually 3. You might can discharge, yeah. You might can discharge a couple of it. Yeah.
Well, here, let's do this. All right, so company. All right, let's fall out. Let's gather up those. All right, guys. Basic work. All right, this is how you operate the fire. Okay. First and foremost, your formation. And Company. Attention. Company. Load.
Run your rifle out like this. Reach in, you grab your cartridge. You can either open it up or you can take it back to teeth with it.
Just be careful. People have chipped and broken their teeth on these cartridges. No joke. Be careful.
There. Pour the powder down in it. Throw the paper away. Dump it on the ground a little bit. Or you can take it and tap it right there just to help see it a little bit better. Throw the half shot. Cap out of your cap pouch.
Pinch it a little bit.
Some of you have to pinch it a little bit to get it to stick right. Just stick it on the gun, on the nipple, come back to shoulder. That signifies you're ready to fire.
Yep. All right. Everybody follow that? All right. Let's walk through it, okay? So, let's come back down. I was about to say, you can leave it on there. Just remember it's on there. All right. So, be at ease. At ease. Attention! Company! Load! Take it, turn it, out from you. Alright. Again.
You just going through the motions.
Just going through the motions, take it, tear it.
When you're doing that, there's something I forgot to tell you. You want to keep your fingers, do it like this, keep your fingers away from the barrel. If the fire was before that you get window down in there, it might go up. Keep your fingers away from it.
Powder. Toss paper.
Bump it.
Bring it up.
Up.
Slide the clock. Next. Yep. Half top. Shoulder one. Okay. Then. Command. Company. Ready. Rifle out.
Rifle out, everything on top.
Full cock. Please do not turn. So your UE does fire when you yell bang. Don't touch that trigger. Okay? Get ready. Company. Hey. Yep. Elevate. Elevate. Fire. Bang. Recover. Okay.
Anytime that we're doing a salute, you will not recover automatically. If we were in a skirmish, though, you will recover and immediately begin to reload your gun, unless told otherwise by the commanding officer. But if we were in a salute, you will hold until they give you the order to recover arms. At that time, they'll probably have you do a presentation of firearms and salute.
Let's walk through present arms. Bring it back to shoulder. Company, order arms. Company, shoulder, arms. Company, present arms.
The second barrel should be level with your eyes, the second band of your barrel. In this case, you don't have one because you have a Mississippi gun in your hand.
That's all right.
That's okay, you're about right.
Good job.
I was okay to put your hand placement out.
Yes.
Swing it out.
Very good.
All right, company, shoulder, arms. Company, order, arms.
Okay.
All right.
Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, any questions real quick? About to run y'all through this one last time, okay? Any questions? Nope? All right. Let's run through this real quick, okay? Attention, company. Shoulder, arms. Company, right shoulder, shift, arms. Company, shoulder, arms. One more time. Company, right shoulder, shift, arms. Remember, see your arms. It's hot, so you want to kind of have your elbow at 45 degrees. Company, shoulder, arms. Company, support, arms. Take it out, flip it. Put it in the foot, over your shoulder. Yep. Company, shoulder, arms. Company, left shoulder, shift, arms. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. The right, only a right shoulder shift. That's all right. All right. Company, load. Walk through the motion. Get the gun, looking around, away from you. Cartridge box, cartridge out, tear it, powder down, have it, bring it back up. Cartridge box. Cap. Face rough. Other way. Always keep the lock clean up. Alright, cap. Half cock. Cap on. Come back to shoulder. Alright. Company. Ready. Hey! Sorry. This is the captain, not me. Fire!
Hey!
Alright, immediately when you fire, cover, start loading again. Okay? So, start loading again. Load, 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 load. This is quick. Shooting at you. You got people shooting at you. Now, bring it up. Cap.
So,
Bring it up.
once we get it loaded again,
When you load it again, after you fire the first time, you will immediately be at the ready. Nope, not aim, at the ready. So, well, you can bring it to shoulder. All right, bring it to shoulder. I'll let you know every one of you is loaded. All right, company, ready. Bring it back to T.
When we skirmish, you'll understand the difference in the situations. It'll be told to you, you'll know when to load and fire. It'll be very simple. You want you to continuously fire. We probably should. I agree.
Fire by file.
Yeah, fire by file.
Okay. All right. Yeah, well, go on. Okay.
We're gonna go over the man, not fire by file.
So, let's go back to the shoulder. Back to the shoulder. Okay. Now, man, we just went over, load, fire, single, most basic thing. Right? But the fire is actually slow. Okay? We're going to have company fire by file from the right. Company fires by file from the left. You have to listen. Okay? Now, I give the command. Company fire by file from right. Commence. Fire. So,
Bang.
start
Bang.
right, bang. About 3-second interval.
Bang.
Bang. 3-second interval. Bang. 3-second interval. Bang. 3-second interval. And alright, remember, after you fired, you are immediately loaded. Okay?
That way, when he's ready again, you're all ready, and he can say fire by file from the right again.
Yep. I can immediately start while the last person is still loaded. Alright? So, walk through that again. Right. Company, firing by files from the right. Fire!
Bang! Bang!
Bang.
Bang.
Automatically go to load.
Good. Immediately start loading. Guns and shoulder when ready. See, just like a ripple effect, all the way down. He's going to fire first. As soon as he fires, he's going to start loading. Now, if I was going to command coming, fire by files from the left. Start at the end. Opposite. Start. Okay, hold on. Let's get the command. Okay, take the shoulder. Coming. Fire by files from the left. Commit. Fire.
Bang.
Bang.
Bang!
Good.
Fire by company. That's what we did earlier, though, when they all fired at once.
Yeah. So that's fire by company. It's poly fire.
I don't think we're going to have nothing to do about fire by range and all that.
Probably not gonna have no.
We're going to do skirmish order fighting most likely because of low numbers. So we probably won't have to worry about range or fire by fire. We may do fire by fire, and those will be in skirmish order. So I'm gonna go with this order. Alright, so what I want you three to do, I want you to each step out, starting with you. You need to be about 5 paces apart. So y'all move down the line. You're not going to move that far. You're just going to go about 5 paces down. There's a boy, you'll roll out as well, about 5 paces. Skirmish order, you're going to spread out about 5 to 6 feet apart. This is a skirmish order formation to spread out. Skirmish order fighting is not like standard fighting where you're in a solid file rank moving forward. You're spread out. A lot of the fighting will be done on numbered off. So let's number off real quick. We'll start down here on the end. Number them off, Corporal.
I'll get it. And each right counts 2.
1,
2. 1. 2. 1.
Good.
Shout it. Let's hear it. Let's do that again. Ready. I follow the right by 2.
1,
2. 1. 2. 1.
2.
Good.
Okay, so the reason we're doing this, 1s and 2s, if I want to give commands where I want to stagger y'all in advance, I might tell the 1s to step forward while the 2s are reloading, or the 1s will fire while the 2s reload. When the 1's going to reload, then the 2s are firing, and so on. I may stagger advance y'all. It just depends on the situation. So that's why the 1s and 2s, that's why that's important. That's what we use that. Okay, just so you have a basic understanding why we use that. In this formation though, you can expect that you will advance at the discretion of the captain, the sergeant, the captain of the company. A lot of times we're going down on your knee. It's going to be forced to go down. Late war, all skirmish fight. It's not the formal battle line. Just so you have an understanding.
You want to walk them out a little bit? Get in the command. Deal, rise. Go.
Company! Forward at the ready. March.
Keep your line.
Gotta keep your line. Company, halt. 1s, forward, march.
Very good.
Halt. 2s, forward, march. Halt. 2s, take a knee. 1s, forward, march. Halt. 1, take a knee. Y'all get the idea? Does that make sense to everybody? Very good. Company, recover.
Company, rise.
Reform on the center. Go down the camera right here.
Camera's going to be our center. Press down. Press down. Press down. Elbow to elbow. There you go.
Company, order, arms. questions? Alright, we're going to do a rear face in just a second. When he's told to face to the rear, just on your right, just kind of step around. Mountain face, rear face. Alright, once we do that, we'll march back. Okay? But we won't be going company in front. Just going back. I would say face to the right, march back. That's fine. Alright, company, shoulder, arm. Company, right, face. Company, forward. Let's see. Company, my fouls without doubling. Forward, march. My fouls to the right, march. Company, halt. Filling up, filling up. Company, front. Company, order, arms. Company at ease. Any questions about what we just did? Y'all pretty much got this. Y'all look good. You did good. So, all right. Company dismissed. Stay in the general area. Company, shoulder, arms. Give you the order to right face. Say company, right face, right. Always turn with your right leg. Company, right face.
Now turn to your left. Turn with your shoulder.
Turn with your shoulder, yeah. So you go to the right. I'll give you the command company front. When I say company front, you will turn and face back the way you were just facing, okay? Company front. Company right face. Company front. Company order arms. Rest in place. Okay, so in a minute, I'm going to have you march. It's going to be very easy marching, nothing strenuous, just to get you used to it. So when you turn right face, you're going to notice all of a sudden there's space between you and the person in front of you. When I give you the order to start moving, you're going to close that space. You're going to be right up behind the person in front of you. Okay?
You want about
A little bit. So when you turn back out, company front, you got it.
So, thanks. Everybody, right face. Company, right face.
Right. New recruit.
about that much space.
Now, we got the command to march. What foot are you going to start with? Left foot. Always start out on your left foot. Alright, that prevents you from stepping all over your buddy in front of you. Okay? So, you following with him, huh? Sure, why not? Alright. Alright, company, front. Company, attention. Company, shoulder, arms. Company, right, face. Company, without doubling, by files right, march. Files right. Company, by files right, march. Right files left, march.
Fouls left. Mark. We'll be doing a lot more. A lot of walking. Company, hold. Company, front. Company, corner, arm. Company, at ease. You're good. Very good. So in a second, we're going to give everybody a couple minutes to chill. Then we're going to get the whole company together. We're going to drill. Okay? That'll be an expression of captain. Any questions about marching? Questions, Captain?
Good one.
Hey, y'all come over here so I ain't got to yell. Come over here so I ain't got to yell. Load if you are not loaded. Ready, when loaded. Today was just a small little skirmish. Believe it or not, most actual Alabama things that happened during the war were small skirmishes. There were only a handful of full-fledged raids that led into large-scale battles. We're Civil War reenactors. I'm strictly Southern, born and raised in Alabama. I put the blue on so I can act like an asshole. Now, we actually do have some sons of Union veterans. They are here as well. But not all of us are Yankees. So don't hate us for it. Now, We do this to show people what it's like, kind of a glimpse in the history. But we need y'all to come out here and join us. We need people out here to come learn the actual history and to put on these uniforms and tote these rifles and fire these cannons. Because if we don't keep replenishing the ranks, in 20 years, we won't be here. I've been doing this 30 years now. There are guys that have been doing this 40, and there are guys that have been here only a year. But just like every other fraternity, we're a brotherhood. We may have our squabbles, we may have our differences, but we're one big family. So we invite all of you to get to be a part of reenacting. But whenever we do something, the last thing we do is we always do a volley to our ancestors. 90% of us have Confederate ancestry. We also honor our Yankee dead. No matter what war, Revolutionary up to today. We got any veterans in the crowd? Here, Vietnam. We got any veterans in the rank? Veterans, thank you. This volley is also for you. Italian, and hut. Italian, prepare to fire by battalion. Ready. Aim at extreme elevation. Fire. Recover. Off. Reset. Off. Recover. Off. Order. Off. On behalf of Jeremy Booth, 7th, 8th, 7th Kentucky Cavalry, 8th Confederate Cavalry, 31st Alabama Infantry, we would like to thank Old South Firearms and Lee for having us out here. We also want to thank the Yankee cook woman. Without her, we'd all be hungry. So if y'all ain't going over there to eat, go eat. Gentlemen, thank you. Hey, Confederate, you are deformed. Fire the hole! He didn't waste any time. He pulled that thing hard.
Bring out that little ball.
Do I or do I not? Do I or do I not?
Smells like eggs? Yeah. Let's do another one. Want to do another one?
No.
That was heavy, isn't it? That was something big. That's a big noise. Big boom. Stand back. Quick, don't stand in front of the muzzle. Water. In the old days, they had to put water down there to make sure they didn't fall in there. Put another bag of salt in there, there's embers in there, and set it off. So we don't use salt. Like before, we wait till I get this man. See, when blind fire goes down here and I make that hole, now the powder's exposed. Black powder. So when fire gets to the black powder, it blows up. Oh, you got one. Fire. Ready?
Fire the hole!
About that, with that smoke. You don't like How about that? You like that? We'll do. We'll talk to you about joining a Confederate camp. Do you have your ancestors?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Well, what we want to do, we have a camp down.
Stick that in your pocket.
Outstanding, sir. We have a camp down there in Trussville that meets on Thursday night, and we start out with dinner at the Golden Rule Barbecue at 6, and then we go up to the Trussville First Baptist Church at 7, and we have meetings up there. We do a lot of interesting stuff. I think we've been on field trips. Have you been down to Montgomery to the archives?
No, sir.
You need to come with us. You need to call me. I'm going to give you a card. You need to call me because we're going to take a field trip down to the archives, and they go in there to the back room because we're special, and they pull out the original unit flags. The original unit flags, like my ancestors' 2 flags that were at Gettysburg. And they let you see the real flag with all the tears and bullet holes and everything. And so they have real good stuff down there at the archives. But I'd like to talk to you about that. Are you interested? I mean, do you have some time on Thursday night?
I'm from around Huntsville.
Oh, Huntsville?
Yes, sir.
We have a Union camp up there. Sorry about that. You can join the Union camp.
Could you repeat that story that you told them a while ago, them other people?
Sure. I have 2 ancestors. One was Confederate, John Harrison, and then I have his son, which was Rainey. And John Harrison went off in 1861 and joined the Confederate forces, the 4th Alabama up there, which is a cavalry unit under General Roddy. And his son went north to Tennessee and joined the Union Army. And I'm wearing this cap, which is the Mounted Rifles, the 2nd Tennessee Mounted Rifles. He joined that. And so I have one Confederate ancestor, one Union ancestor. And the story in our family, my grandmother told me, was that one night, Rainey was in camp, and he was out near the mule Ramada out there, and he heard a mule bray, and he recognized the bray. He went over to it, identified it as his mule from his farm, So he got on it that night, rode it 10 miles from Gravelly Springs over to Lexington, Alabama, found the family, woke them up that night, and told them to hide his mule better so the Union wouldn't find him. Then he walked 10 miles back to the camp. And that's been the family lore forever and ever. Since I was yay high, that was the story my grandmother told me. We also found the farm, the other story, the farm in Lexington, Alabama was raided 3 times. Twice by the Confederates, once by the Union. When the Union pulled out of Decatur and came up to Florence, they needed grain, corn for their cavalry, and they raided, took the corn, plus they took 2 horses and a wagon, some other stuff. But the Confederates were gentlemen. The Confederates, when they raided, and we found this in my grandmother's attic, it was a torn piece of paper, the corner of a piece of paper, and it said in pencil, "I owe you 80 bushels of corn, CSA." So the Confederates left a receipt, the Union didn't. We never got paid, either by the Confederates or the Unions. And my ancestors, I found the original paperwork where he asked the Union government for reparations for stealing a mule, a horse, and a foal, 3 animals, a wagon, and all the grain. And he asked for that, and there were about 8 different letters back and forth to the War Department in Washington, D.C. And the last one, down at the bottom, said, "Claim denied." So we never got paid by the Union. But anyway, those are family.
Oh, awesome.
But anyway, if you are interested, are you familiar with the Confederate SCV and everything? Good. Okay. And you're out of Huntsville. My daughter's up there right now, so lives up there. So I go up there all the time.
Right.
You ever been over to the airport museum over there, the military museum?
Right.
Randy Withrow over there?
Right. Yeah.
He's got a good Civil War musket collection, real good. And everything.
Yeah, Athens got a military thing. I've been to that one too, so it's
Athens
nice.
came down to our gun show a couple of years ago. They brought some Civil War stuff down there. They have a real good museum. They've done real well with that.
It's packed. It's packed.
It's packed now?
Oh,
I
yeah.
need to get back up there.
Yeah, it's really packed.
Is there a woman still?
Dad, I don't know.
She was director up there. She was real nice to work with. She was very supportive of our. They would bring a couple of weapons and everything down to the gun show here in Birmingham, and they did real well. But then she started doing her shows up there, so she hadn't had time to come to our shows down here. But anyway,
if you want to, you can talk about the CS.
the
Yes,
SCV?
the SCV.
Okay. Of our camp. Okay.
Well, you can give a general.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Sons of Confederate Veterans. They are a hereditary group of descendants of the original Confederate soldiers, and it's a male group. There are, of course, for women, there's the Daughters of the Confederacy. Very important. UDC, United Daughters of the Confederacy. The UDC is the group who were sponsoring all the monuments and statues throughout the South. The Sons of Confederate Veterans or the United Confederate Veterans did not sponsor or set up any of these monuments. It was the Daughters of the Confederacy. They are responsible. And I have several books showing that they collected donations, and back during the 1910, 1920s, when they were putting all these up, their contributions from a local chapter, UDC, was like $5. The $5 was important. The Stone Mountain over in Georgia, that was commissioned by the United Daughters of the Confederacy. And they paid for it. And the guy who did the Stone Mountain is the guy who did Mount Rushmore. It's the same artist. And the United Daughters of the Confederacy got Congress to print a 50-cent piece. And it's 1925. And if you go online and look for a 1925 50-cent piece, you'll see the one that they got Congress to authorize and print. And it has to the Confederate soldier and his valor on one side. You'll never see it again. And anyway, 1925 50-cent piece. What they did, they sold it for $1. 50 cents went to pay for Stone Mountain. 50 cents was the actual value of it. But the UDC was responsible for that. Tremendous marketing effort. Okay, now, Sons of Confederate Veterans. You had, after the war, you had the United Confederate Veterans, all the veterans. Then as they started to die out during the 1900s, 1896 actually, the Sons got together and started sponsoring a group, the Sons of Confederate Veterans. And here in Birmingham, I'm going to talk to Birmingham, but Huntsville had it too. Birmingham had 4 national conventions down here, 1898, 1908, 1916, and 1924. And right here in Birmingham, and you can go online, you can find pictures of them in uniform, marching, and everything down Birmingham Street. They camped out at the fairgrounds in Birmingham. The Boy Scouts were there, the National Guard was there, everybody, big parade. Okay. Then the Sons of Confederate Veterans, what we do now, since we're a hereditary group, you have to have an ancestor in the Confederate services somewhere, Navy, Marine, Army, or Cavalry. And what we do is try to preserve their memory. We have ceremonies. If we find a headstone out in the woods somewhere, we'll fix it up, we'll clean it up, and then we'll rededicate that, put flags out, especially during the month of April. In Alabama, April is Confederate History Month, and April 26th is the, is that me? Okay, see if it's scam right there. But April 26th is Confederate Day, Confederate History Day, Memorial Day. And we go down to Montgomery. They have a ceremony down there, and we honor by putting flags up. If you have a Confederate flag, it doesn't have to be the battle flag, which everybody hates, but that's history. Right. The United flag, I'm going to show you. Let me see one of these.
That was the NRA wanting more money from you. Remember we talked about that?
Yeah. This is the Confederate battle flag, and this flag is only the battle flag. This flag never flew over a state capitol during the Confederacy. This was not a Confederate flag. This was designed by Beauregard, or commissioned by Beauregard, designed by a lady down here in Alabama. This is a battle flag. When you flew this in combat, people could see this over the smoke. Many people today have no idea how smoky and obscure the battlefield was once everybody started shooting. Now, this is a Confederate First National flag. This was the national flag that flew over all the Confederate states. This was their national flag. This is not the battle flag. I'll tell you a story. If you fly that, everybody gets upset. If you fly this, nobody gets upset because they don't know the history. This flag, as a national flag, was outlawed by the Congress of the United States in 1869 because this represented the nation in rebellion. So the Congress outlawed this. This is supposed to be against the law to fly. This was not, because every one of the people, every one of the congressmen during that time period recognized that this was simply a battle flag. That's all. And they were all veterans of the Union, and there were Confederate veterans in Congress too. So everybody said this one's okay to fly. Nobody had a problem with it. Put it on coins, put it on markers, and everything like that. This is the one, the Union, the North, during started in 1869 and forward. This was outlawed. Today you can fly it, nobody knows the difference.
Great.
Any other questions, sir?
No, sir.
All right.
Thank you.